everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abigail and it's time for us to put pen to paper. Okay, so this is the research and development stage of the process, or as I was calling it, the how on earth am I going to turn this idea into a play that people can actually understand stage. R&D looks different for every single project out there, just depending on exactly what the piece needs. And since I was working alone and didn't have a whole lot of time, I decided to present my piece, Broadcast from the Apocalypse, as a rehearsed reading. So that meant I could focus more on the story, the characters, and the writing itself. So, right from day one of R&D, I got to work. But surprisingly, not on the writing. I felt like I needed just a little bit more research behind me before I could properly start. So that led to me having about, I want to say, 10 pages of notes. Which, looking back, was maybe a little bit excessive. But some of that research came from feedback I'd got from my pitch. And some were just topics that I wanted to dive into a little bit more so I could have a better foundation when it came to writing.
Hey, I don't know what this is, but I've been working, I've been doing meetings, I started taking a lot of notes, as you can see, and I feel like I'm getting into a really good place, and I think I have a timeline in my head, and I'm gonna match it up to the timeline in reality. Basically, this time next week, so by, what day am I on today? This is, by May the 4th, be with you, Star Wars, I want half this done. I've changed it from being 2 acts to 1 act, because 1 act will make them feel more constricted, more packed, all of that. Which basically just means 50 pages. And when I write, I can write really quickly. I can just go. And I've done a shit ton of research on like the psychological aspects of it, so I feel like I'm in a really based place. Like I'm a based place. I'm looking at this in a really good way, in good light.
After I finished that, it was finally time to write. I started to write in fragments, little bits here and there. I found it really hard to write chronologically, so I picked specific moments from the show and built them out. I also used my pitch deck to keep me focused, and eventually, I finished my first full draft. I can confidently say that draft 1 was some of the worst writing I have ever done in my entire life. But that's okay, because draft 1 isn't meant to be the final version. Thank God. One big shift came when I realised that Alyssa's world, which was originally imagined as a simulation, just didn't work. So I did what every creative eventually has to do. I let it go. And the idea shifted. Once the show became focused on Alyssa and her battle with loneliness in a post-apocalyptic world, the writing got easier and it became much more enjoyable. I asked my classmate Kieran to read the part of Devon, and he agreed, so we did a few practice readings together before the big day.
So we just did a little read-through of the script, and my terrible hole punching skills. I'm pretty happy with it. I added a new scene last night, but I think it works, which makes me quite happy. I was like scoring bits out as we were reading it, because I was like, that doesn't work and this doesn't work, but this works. I'm actually pretty happy with the position this is in. Just need to hope that my mentor is also pretty happy with the position it is in. And we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say in this one.
Around that time, I also got the opportunity to interview all of my classmates about their pieces. which was so much fun. I also got the opportunity to be interviewed. One of my friends took it on themselves to make sure I got one, which is very nice. So I'll link that one in the description below. It really felt like I was on a roll. I was writing draft after draft, and then something happened. About a week before festival, things got a bit heavy. A family member became really unwell, and it pulled my focus away from the project for a while. I needed to be present in a very different way. Writing went on the back burner, and it was really hard to concentrate. After about 4 or 5 days of just nothing, I dove headfirst back into the script, partly to take my mind off things. And I found that it kind of worked. And I ended up writing right up until the night before the first show. Hi. We have just came out of a little read through for it. The kind of main, I think we've only got 2 read throughs total for this, and we've just finished our first one. And I'm pretty happy with where the script is right now. I made a lot of changes last night because I was not happy in the slightest. And there was just a lot of bits that really just needed to change. But now I feel a lot better about it, a lot more confident. And yeah, it feels good, and it's worth it for festival. It genuinely feels good. Feels like it's a solid kind of piece of work. It is only 25 minutes long right now, but it's a very polished 25 minutes because I've been working a lot on it to the point we have 6 drafts. So I'm pretty happy, I think. I keep saying I'm pretty happy. I genuinely am pretty happy. I really like this lighting as well. This lighting's kind of Ian. I presented Draft 6 of Broadcast from the Apocalypse at the Green Room Festival, which you'll hear a little bit more about in the final vlog of this series. So, that was stage 2, powered by, once again, chocolate. Lots of late night writing sessions and just some good old fashioned conversation. It's absolutely surreal how quickly an idea can become a script, especially when you consider that the R&D phase was only 4 weeks long. What? That's insane! And it's also insane how many versions of a story you can create just trying to find the right one. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, feel free to give it a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the final part of this series of Creative Chaos. The 3rd and final stage is coming very, very soon, so hopefully I'll see you there. Bye guys!